What is going on, everybody? Hopefully this is actually working. Again, we had some complications on my end, but hopefully we are live on the YouTubes and we are about to kick into the intro. I'm going to double check that all of this is working. All right, it looks like we are gone. What's going on? Everyone is here in the chat. We had some hiccups there, obviously, but we are going to kick right into the intro for J-Buck Live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to J-Buck Live, your weekly live show of shenanigans, movie news, a bunch of other stuff. I'm realizing that my camera is all tilted sideways, but you know what? I don't care. Whatever. We'll get over it. My OCD's kicking in. But what is going on, everybody? We have some people in the chat already. We have Movie Files. We have Beanie Bird. What is going on, everybody? Yeah, J-Buck Live. As you know from the title, as you can see from the side things, there isn't much news, so we're kind of going to just be having a casual show tonight, kind of just hanging out and whatnot. Obviously some news segments and some trailer talk, as always, because I know that is some of your guys' favorite out there. But I don't know. Movie news has been kind of slow. My life has been a little weird this week, so there wasn't much time to really prep a full show, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, which I am. But what have you guys been watching? What have you guys been doing? What have you guys been... how was your holiday weekend? If you're here in the United States, how was your holiday weekend? Hopefully you were safe and everything like that. For myself, it was fun. Kind of just took it easy, had some people over and barbecued. Obviously, made sure we were social distancing and whatnot as best as we could. But our neighbors, all of our neighbors, like all around us, were shooting off fireworks, which were nice because we got a nice show. But after the big finale, which we could see from our house, after that, I was kind of annoyed by them, but whatever. It was like 11 o'clock. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, we got Mark in here, and we have Flix. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining in. But yeah, other than 4th of July, I'm trying to think of what else I've been up to. Oh, I've been streaming some Last of Us 2 or Last of Us Part 2 on my channel. Again, just a very casual stream of just hanging out, playing through, making sure the clickers don't murder me or anything like that. But no. That's kind of what I've been up to, and I will say, if my hair and I'm sweaty and everything like that, right now I go to sand volleyball literally right before this show, so I have about 7 minutes to set everything up. So again, you got to take it for what it is. This is me in my element, all greased up and everything like that. Movie Files is saying he watched Warrior Nun, Ju-on over on the weekend. Would love for you to check out Ju-on. Is that the Grudge kind of like remake or Netflix Grudge thing? Because it had been popping up for me. As you know, I'm not a big horror fan, so I'm wondering if that would just scare the bejesus out of me. I might have to check that out. Curious about that. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Sand volleyball life is just in shambles right now. The Last of Us Part 2. Oh, I've been doing a lot of lawn work for extra work. My brother was paying me to mow, dig out trees, and all of that stuff. So not really too much exciting news in my life this last week, but some fun stuff. Obviously, I'll announce at the end of the show what is coming the rest of the week, what I have coming, I guess the rest of this month. I don't know. I don't have my calendar handy, but I will say that, again, it's going to be a light show tonight, so we're going to have a part where you guys can ask me questions and kind of a short Ask Me Anything. So if you guys have questions, save them for that portion of the show, and you can ask me all of those questions and whatnot, so that would be fun. But yeah, without further ado, we could probably get right into the show after I read some of these comments. Meaning Bird is getting stuck in co-op matches, yeah, for Modern Warfare for 100 minutes. Last night he was talking to me about that, how he was just getting stuck in all of those matches. And then, yeah, the Grudge Netflix show, and it's exactly what you want to see it. Oh, God. I think it would be pretty funny, too. I have been throwing this idea around of doing movie files. I know you do watch-alongs, but I think it would be fun if people picked out horror films and I watched them. But the thing is, I want the actual movie to be playing, but obviously copyright and all of that. So I don't know how I would get that essentially to work. I know I could put a little timer in the bottom to make sure you guys are on the same page as me, but I think it'd be really fun to watch a bunch of horror films. If not this month, I think it'd be cool to do that just specifically for October, just so you guys can scare or see how much I just freak out during horror films, especially Hereditary. That's why I've been holding off on watching that movie, is because I want to make it almost like content for you guys. So yeah. Hey, Dorito Chip Gamer, what's going on, my man? But yeah, we're gonna get right into the quickies, and again, there's not much news, and we had to kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel. But without further ado, let's get into the quickies portion of J-Buck Live. All right, guys, we are in the quickies portion of J-Buck Live, and if you're new here, returning, all of that stuff, the quickies portion is literally just quick news stories. I'm going to read the headlines, essentially, kind of talk about it a little bit. Nothing that's going to really be the main topic of the show, which, honestly, I didn't think that any of these carried enough weight for me to make them into main topics. That's why this week is very slow for news. This came out a couple days ago. Hey, Seth is in the chat. What's going on, Seth? Black Widow is apparently, and I guess this might be a slight spoiler, even though the director, Kate Shortland, came out and confirmed this, but apparently Black Widow is supposed to pass the baton on to Florence Pugh's character. So apparently we might get a different Black Widow. I don't know if they're all called Black Widows in this MCU, but apparently Florence Pugh, they're grabbing her at a young age, obviously kind of like Tom Holland, so I'm assuming that they're going to have her on board for quite a few movies. I don't know, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that it's spoilers? Do you think that this is great to hear for the DCEU? Or not the DC, oh my gosh. Oh, the MCU, the DCEU, I've been just, the stupid Snyder Cut's been stuck in my head all this time, but what do you guys think of this Black Widow taking over for, or Florence Pugh taking over for Black Widow? Would you love to see her essentially step into that Natasha role and kind of add her own flavor? I'm curious about that. Let's see here. We have, Rajatava. Hey, what's going on? Hey, can they save her, forget her accent like they did in the Scarlet Witch? Yeah, you know what? They might. I wonder if that will, I'm curious. The answer, then where was she during Endgame? Exactly. See, that's what people were saying. I did hear this fan theory today that apparently the reason Scarlett Johansson, aka Black Widow, Natasha, had blonde hair at one point was because that was actually Florence Pugh somehow, which the thing is, none of this lines up at all. I don't know. Somehow someone was trying to say that is why she had blonde hair, which honestly, I'm sorry, but you could change your hair and it would be just over and done with. I don't know. Sounds like I didn't find this to be a spoiler at all. Why people assume that she was going to die was interesting. Yeah, I don't know, movie files. Some people don't want to be completely, I don't know, even a tiny little bit, a piece of whatever movie news could potentially be spoilers. So I don't know. I totally am curious on why if she carries on the mantle, where was she in Endgame, unless she got dusted somehow, but my understanding is Black Widow is between the dustings of the two movies in that 5-year period. New Wonder Woman image came out today. Yeah, that was film theory. His theories kind of suck. Okay, all right. Dorito Chip Gamer coming in here with the hot take about film theory. I don't know his channel and whatnot, so yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. New Wonder Woman image. Apparently, in Wonder Woman 1984, which we're going to get in probably 2022, who knows when movies are actually coming back to the movie theater, but the Amazon Olympics are apparently going to be part of this Wonder Woman 84 movie on the Mascara. I don't have the image handy, unfortunately, but it really doesn't show much of anything. It's literally an Entertainment Tonight or Entertainment Weekly shot of someone dressed up as an Amazon throwing a javelin. I read into this a little bit. Apparently, it's just like the normal Olympics, but the Amazonian ones where they're doing all of this crazy, the stuff that you saw in Wonder Woman, the stuff you saw in Justice League, but apparently putting it together as the Olympics. Wonder Woman, Amazonian Olympics. I don't know if you guys are looking forward to it. Who knows about that? I have no clue. Here is a story that I'm actually happy about, but also am a little about the outcome of what this is. So John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch, it is a comedy special, 1 hour, maybe a little bit over an hour, comedy, almost variety show where I gained a lot of inspiration for J-Buck Live from. That is a hilarious thing on Netflix right now. Highly recommend you going and checking that out. But apparently, they signed a deal, John Mulaney and that property, I guess, to do 2 more specials, but it is going to be on Comedy Central. They don't know when these are two shows coming out. I'm assuming some of the returning bits, some of the returning characters are going to come back in this John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited to see more of this? I know a few people in the chat have probably seen this. If you haven't, I highly recommend checking out. It is very goofy. It is very funny. It is my bit of humor for sure. Hey, Jennifer, what's going on? But I don't know about this going to network TV from Netflix. I feel like Netflix, you kind of have a little bit of more freedom, essentially. And again, I'm not on Netflix making shit and whatnot, but I feel like them going to Comedy Central is almost a step back in my books. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. If you guys want to see that. More Jake Gyllenhaal as Mr. Music. Yes. I'm sure he would return because he was a major bit and some of the other side characters in there. But Comedy Central, 2 brand new specials. If you're a fan of that, boom, it is coming out. Rocky news. I know Seth in the chat is a big fan of Rocky, and apparently it came out in some interview about Rambo Last Blood or something. Sylvester Stallone teases that there is a director's cut on the way for Rocky 4. That's the one that everyone loves out there. That's the one everyone really kind of latches onto. That's the one that kind of set up Creed and everything. So I'm kind of curious about how they're going to have a director's cut, if it's going to add anything to the movie. Are you guys looking forward to this Stallone Rocky 4 director's cut from him, or are you fine with the way it is right now? The only thing I could think that they could add would be more tie-in with Creed to make that more of a concrete connection. I mean, obviously, it makes sense if you dive into it, but maybe they'll try to throw in some stuff that's very kind of dumb, like, oh, yeah, I can see the connection now. I don't know. I'm curious to see it. I don't know what you guys are looking forward to. If you're interested in seeing a Stallone director's cut of Rocky 4, that'd be interesting. Hamilton. I'd rather have Rocky 5. Yeah, Rocky 5 director's cut would probably be the one to go and completely fix a lot of things in that show. Hamilton very much helps Disney Plus this weekend. Like Disney Plus and Hamilton, everyone on Twitters, everyone on the social medias was talking about this this Hamilton play, and believe me, I'm going to rave about it on the SoCo show, plug, this week. I'm going to be on that tomorrow, and I'm sure we are going to talk about that. But Disney did a great job with, essentially shooting this, producing it, filming it, and putting it on the platform, because according to Variety, this weekend, Disney Plus, the app was downloaded just in the United States, 266,000 times in the United States alone. which I know a lot of people got rid of Disney Plus. Apparently, there's a huge surge of it this weekend because everyone wanted to see Hamilton, probably getting that free trial if they're still doing that. I know that they kind of moved away from that a little bit. But the numbers were even more impressive. I guess overall total world downloads was 550 or 513,000, and apparently, this is just heartbreaking. The downloads show that there was a 72.4% increase compared to the average week of downloads in June. So just the first weekend of July, there was a ton of downloads for Hamilton. Obviously, there's a reason why. I absolutely adored it. I think it's very fantastic, and people that can't get tickets to that show, they it's a great way to see musical theater, a live performance, and I think that what they did producing it was done very well. But yeah, helping out the Disney Plus platform. Let's see here. They need to add more of the Happy Birthday Polly robot. Yeah, going back to Rocky V, they need to add the robot into that one. And let's see here. Hollywood can't come up with anything new anymore. Nowadays, it's just recycling old movies and 10-year-long franchises. Yeah, you know what? I find a lot of truth in that statement. You got to get some new people in there. You got to get some new stories, some shakeups. I mean, you can take some story beats and inspiration from things that have been done before, but throw your own twist into it. Do a little something different and whatnot. But then the last item of Quickies news, and again, like I said, not much news this week. The Tenet official website has some interesting things going on the actual website. So apparently they updated it and they showed like a new image, new poster or whatnot. But if you dug into the code, I believe there was something along the lines of an audio cue that would say Tenet and then Twilight World. So people started doing some digging into more of this code and whatnot and found out, and again, no spoilers here because they just found out that there's some weird things going on the website where they found essentially the website, if you said the word Tenet, because in the trailer there's the guy and he says there's one word that you need to know. And apparently if you said the word Tenet or typed it in or something on the website, it brought up a motion graphic GIF of the poster. But in the back of the poster, there's some weird items and images that seem to hint at something more about what the hell Tenet is. And again, the words Twilight World are kind of imprinted all over the place, so I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know if you guys have any insight into this. Do you guys not want me to even keep going with this story because you don't want any spoilers or anything that are potential spoilers for Tenet? Obviously, that got delayed along with Mulan, so we're going to probably see that in 2023 when movie theaters actually come back to be a thing. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about what the hell Tenet is. I don't know. Hey, Skull Queen is in the chat. What's going on, Skull Queen? Yeah, Tenet, Twilight World. Christopher Nolan is still doing some crazy things about this movie, especially when he released the trailer in Fortnite. Like, what the hell is going on? Is this all cues and hints and stuff that this is going to be this like multimedia, almost ARG type movie? Meaning Bird, Robert Pattinson in Twilight. Yeah, some people were joking. I saw in the comments of this story, a lot of people were joking that it's a Twilight connection where he is actually Edward Cullen, whatever the fuck his name is, the vampire man from that. You have me very intrigued. I love when movies and TV shows do this stuff. Yeah, man, we should, I know that there is a whole bunch of crazy big ARGs, like real world stuff. I don't know if you guys are into that or know about that, but that will be a podcast I need to do in the future because those marketing strategies of what they do, where I think Far Cry 3 did one, for example, where they gave away your own deserted island or your own private island, which is absolutely crazy. Like, it's crazy to see how they piece all of this together, and more than likely, if you've read into any of these, they fail horribly, but the ambition of everything is crazy. So yeah, Twilight world. Anyways, yeah, those are the quickies. We have Tenet news, we have Rocky Director's Cup, John Mulaney, we have Hamilton news, new Wonder Woman, and Black Widow to pass on the mantle, or baton rather, to Florence Pugh. Those are the quickies. If you guys have any comments about those, throw them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we're going to get the hell out of the quickies section. All right, guys, we are out of the quickies, and like you say, that's the quick hits, the quick news, of the week. I'm gonna pad this show, and we're gonna go to our first commercial break. Bye. And now a special ranking video from JBuck Studios. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness. Anyways, today we have a brand new ranking video for you guys on the channel. We are ranking the Venom franchise from best to worst. Eddie. But before I get into my ranking, let me know what your guys' ranking is of this Venom franchise from best to worst in the comments down below. I'm curious if it's going to be the same as mine. But without further ado, let's get into number one. Number one is going to be Venom. That was a special ranking video from JBuck Studios. Do you want to look fly and hip like all of the cool kids? Well, head over to tpublic.com/user/JaredBuckendall to browse all of the designs JBuck Studios has to offer, like this one, or even this one. Those, along with several other designs and products, including our holiday line, are always available. Again, head over to tpublic.com/user/JaredBuckendall and grab some merch today. Have you been stuck inside eating nothing but junk food, gaining that COVID-19? Well, today is the day to make a change. It's time to get sweaty with Steve.
Hey everyone, I'm Stevie Sparkles, creator of Sweating with Steve, and are you ready to get sweaty? 'Cause I am.
Sweating with Steve is the proven system to guarantee results with great exercises like the yeah, the rump shaker, the praise the Lord, and whatever that is.
Get it, people, get it. Really working up that sweat. Now it's time to ask yourself, are you ready to get sweaty?
Sweating with Steve, not guaranteed to show results. Please also follow our diet plans listed on sweatingwithsteve.biz. Don't go to sweatingwithsteve.com because that is an all-male adult website. Our lawyer said we needed to warn our customers ever since the incident. Get ready to get sweaty. Yay!
Alright, people, we are back from our first commercial break. I know you guys absolutely love that ranking video. I don't typically do ranking videos on this channel, so I'm going to throw some of those in moving forward on JBuck Studios, on JBuck Live, obviously. But it's the fun part, it's the favorite part, everyone's favorite sounder, or some people out there. We have, I think, 3 trailers to talk about, so we're getting into trailer talk.
See you later, Aunt Mama, Bubba, Jim, Big Jim, Little Jim, Slim Jim, everybody. I'll see you later, Chow Ding.
Ooh, we got a bunch of darn trailers to talk about today. Okay, that was bad. But let's transition over. Like I said, we have 3 trailers we got to talk about. 2 of them Netflix, 1 of them I did a trailer reaction on, but I'll just kind of talk about it a little bit. But the first one we got is a Netflix trailer, and it's a series that's coming out called Away. And apparently, it's a really quick teaser trailer. You're not really missing much from this trailer. Honestly, it's just a handful of images. But I did realize that after the fact, after I produced this show, essentially, they released some actual like stills from this new series on Netflix. It's coming out September 4th. And apparently, it's this woman, it's this crew that goes on a mission to Mars, leaving their family behind. It's kind of like an emotional toll of sacrifice. It even says in the trailer, kind of like reaching for the stars. Like, what is the sacrifice? Do you reach for your dream, or do you stay at home, leaving your family behind? Like, it's an interesting concept. Like I said, teaser images are now online for a few of the websites and whatnot. But this new series, Hilary Swank, I believe, is the main lead in this. It looks like kind of, not necessarily like a Lost in Space type thing, but it does look like kind of an emotional drama dealing with kind of I'm being away from my family for so long in space. So I don't know if that's jumping out to anyone. Again, dropping on September 4th of Netflix, and I believe it's a series. I'm assuming it's probably like 8 to 10 episodes. I don't know. Is Away piquing any of your guys' interest? Are you not looking forward to this, staying far away? Are you not a fan of Hilary Swank? She was in that Netflix movie I Am Mother, which I highly recommend if you're a sci-fi fan. Check that out. Very interesting, for sure. Check that one out. But that's the first trailer, Away, like I said, on Netflix. It's a quick teaser. Honestly, these images here are basically showing everything that you need in that trailer, but the images kind of look a little bit cooler. The second trailer, though, we have a fun one, and I did a trailer reaction. Actually, hold on, what are you guys saying? How many space movies are we gonna get? Sorry, it's like, how many of them? Yeah, how many of them for sure? More space, please. And do you think they'll release a new Wonder Woman trailer at DC? I'll get into that in a quick second. Like I said, our second trailer, though, is An American Pickle. I was very much looking forward to this film, or this trailer, and it's coming out on HBO Max, which is awesome. But Seth Rogen, apparently he's living back in, he's an immigrant, traveled into the United States in 1919, I believe, and falls into a vat of pickles. Essentially, it's the Joker origin story, but he is brined and then comes back to life, or he was perfectly preserved for 100 years. And I thought just from that concept, it would be a slapstick, just ridiculous comedy movie, but this is almost like a drama. It reminds me, and they even say it's from the producers of The Disaster Artist and 50/50. This very much reminds me of 50/50, where there's going to be laugh out loud, funny, comedic moments, but it's also going to be this serious story of a guy that's essentially trapped out of time, but also how the American dream has changed over 100 years. Because when the guy that's out of time meets his grandson, who, Seth Rogen plays both of these characters, and he just kind of realizes, oh, he's not hardworking, he isn't motivated, he's lost his parents. So it's kind of this thing of just trying to figure out their perspective. And again, this looks interesting. Seth Rogen, he's kind of almost like steering into a dramatic role in this. I'm sure there's going to be comedy, but this is landing on HBO Max. August 6th, I believe. So if you're looking forward to An American Pickle, yeah, the full title is An American Shoot-a-Pickle. Yes. I actually wrote that down too. That's funny. Yeah, right here, the last thing I said is Shoot-a-Pickle. So yeah, if you're looking forward to An American Pickle, let me know. Streaming August 6th, Seth Rogen comedy drama. Hey, what's going on, Second Street Marvel? What's going on, my man? Thank you so much for joining the chat. So that's the second trailer, is An American Pickle. And our third trailer is, again, we're jumping over to Netflix. We have another brand new one over there. Yeah, some of you guys, let's see what you guys are saying about this. I am intrigued. Rogen has been known to do drama. Yeah, and I think he's pretty good at it, too, from the few things that he has done. So I kind of like that he's maybe not necessarily transitioning into that kind of role for big movies and whatnot, but I'm looking forward to this. Again, An American Pickle. Seth has to say, An American Pickle is a biopic of when Jared dressed up as one of the Halloween as a child. Yes. I younger, in my early days, our Halloween costumes were just cardboard cutouts, and I really, really, really wanted to be a pickle. I might tweet that on Thursday for Throwback Thursday, because yeah, I have a cardboard cutout of me dressed as a pickle, and it's just a cardboard cutout with my head through it. We weren't really given Halloween costumes growing up, so that's why I love doing dress ups on my channel, I guess. But the third trailer, Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy. Apparently, this is a trilogy of a bunch of different series, which they should just call it seasons. But this looks awesome. Like, it's an anime. It's done by the animation department from half of the animation is done by Rooster Teeth Animation, which they do Red vs. Blue and a bunch of other stuff, Ruby and whatnot, if you're an anime fan. They do really great work, but this looks like badass, kind of almost an upscale version is if you grew up with Beast Wars and whatnot. I love that growing up in the 90s, early 2000s. But yeah, this is the first part of it. I guess it's Transformers War for Cybertron. The first part is called Siege, and then they're going to have 2 other parts to it. Essentially, I'm assuming seasons. The Autobots from this trailer, again, look it up if you're a Transformers fan. It's a really cool trailer. The Autobots are down. The Decepticons are just kicking ass. The animation looks really cool. It looks like it has a lot of interesting components and kind of like interesting things with these characters. Again, just looking at that clip right there, you can see that they're just kicking ass. Apparently, or no, they don't call it Act 1, they call it Arc 1. So this is apparently Arc 1, aka Season 1, and there's going to be 3 seasons to this, but this looks badass. This looks cool. Again, if you're a fan of Beast Wars or any Transformers series growing up, this looks like it's all taking place on Cybertron, just with a bunch of Autobots kicking ass, exploding each other. I'm sure we'll get some great voice talent in there as well. So yeah, those are kind of the those are the 3 trailers that we got for Trailer Talk. I don't know which one kind of jumps out at you. Which one are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Away, another space kind of emotional drama film on Netflix, or not film, a series, Transformers, War for Cybertron, or the good old shoot a pickle, shoot an American pickle? Which one are you looking for there on the YouTubes? Which one are you looking for on the streaming apps? Yeah, so those are sort of the trailers. So without further ado, let's get the hell out of this part. And yeah, that's Trailer Talk.
See you later, Eddie, Mama, Bubba, Jim, Big Jim, Little Jim, Slim Jim, everybody. I'll see you later. Ciao, ding.
All right, so we are out of Trailer Talk, the part of the show where we talk about trailers. Surprised, right? Seth actually brings up a great point in the chat. He thinks that there will be a lot of good animation for a bit because that's the only thing Hollywood can do right now, which honestly, that makes sense. Voiceovers they can do from their home, or they can go into a studio and essentially be away from people. I'm curious on how that's going to pan out. One other thing I have written down, and I don't specifically have all of the details, but Comic-Con at home. That is a cool thing that's happening this year. Obviously, Comic-Con, big every year. Everyone has panels. There's new trailers. There's new information. There's new screenshots of anyone and everyone that's nerds out there. They're doing at-home panels and showcases and stuff, which is awesome. So basically, tune in. I think it's at the end of July this month. Tune in, check out all of that stuff from Comic-Con at home. I know that they have a handful of panels. I don't think Marvel specifically is having a panel, but there's going to be more information coming in the next couple weeks for that for sure. Anyways, looking at our agenda, boom, we hit the quickies, we hit the Trailer Talk. Again, I'm going to be honest. I was not motivated this week. I had some life things to deal with, and I didn't want to hobble together a shitty show, even though it is kind of a shitty show. So we're going to just talk. If you guys have questions and stuff, throw them in the chat and we can have a discussion. Honestly, anything and everything right now, I'm more than happy to talk about. Obviously, I have a movie spotlight at the end and announcements, but right now, throw your guys' questions into the chat or anything you want to talk about right now. I will say some announcements and whatnot. I have... you know what? I'll just talk about announcements right now while you guys are throwing in questions. Hey, the Lonely Banter, what's going on? Some of the stuff right now for announcements is I'm filming or recording a podcast with Elliot from Movie Files earlier or later this week, which will release next Monday. So if you guys have topics, you have questions you want us to do, throw them in the chat, or not the chat, but comment on Twitter or something like that. We'll talk about them. Tomorrow morning, I have a Palm Springs Hulu original movie review coming, and then I'm going to also review Stateless along with a handful of other reviews this weekend. So that's kind of what's coming this weekend or this week for the show. Hey, what's going on? Okay, Garlic. But yeah, throw in your guys' questions. If you guys have questions about anything and everything. Again, movie news is very slow right now, so I don't know. I don't know. This might be a shorter show, to be honest. Let's see here. A movie is being made about your life. Pick the director, actors, actresses, writer, production company. Oh my gosh, and runtime. For the runtime, it's going to be a solid 90 minutes. I want to get in, I want to get out, and that's probably a scene in the movie too. I get in and I get out, if you know what I'm saying. I think it'd be hilarious to have Michael Bay do it, so it's just really over dramatic explosions. So if there's like potential romance scene, there's just fireworks and the bed explodes somehow. I think that'd be really funny. And actors and actresses, I don't know who looks like me. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if anyone looks like me. I'll be curious about that. But actresses, I got to do it. Emma Watson, throw her in there. I love me some Emma Watson. Thoughts on Brie Larson getting flack for joining YouTube? Yeah, Cody, I fully understand. There's a lot of people getting flack. I think, from my point of view, I think it's kind of like, well, what the heck? You know, I've been sitting here working on my channel. All you guys, other people in the chat that are content creators, you've been busting your ass for, you know, every subscriber you can get, and she has like 200,000 in a couple days. But the thing is, you got to think about it. She rose up through singing. She was in a band, acting, all of that stuff. So like, she deserves it. I think honestly, it's a thing that celebrities right now, they know that they're not going to film anything. There's not going to be any movies and whatnot. So they need another income stream. Maybe that's not what she's doing, but I think she honestly, another way, just wants to have fun, because I know that she's a big Animal Crossing fan. So I think it'd be curious, or I think it'd be very interesting if she actually brings in like smaller, I wouldn't say smaller channels, but people that are like in that niche. If she's doing gameplays for Animal Crossing, bring in like an Animal Crossing guru, sit down, play with them, have a podcast. I don't know. I think it's interesting, but it is very much moving away from what YouTube was created on. I mean, it's been that way for a handful of years now, where YouTube's more of like corporations and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have really a problem, but I think that it's interesting. Do you think they should release Black Widow on VOD sooner than October? Second Street Marvel, that is a damn good question, because I know that this actually was brought up earlier today on a podcast they were talking about, and sure, they have this big roadmap of what the MCU is going to do. I think at a certain point, you have to release the movie just to get other movies filmed and whatnot. Just because of aging, and again, you know, people can be de-aged, all that crap. It's going to make, oh my God, excuse me, it's going to make a shit ton of money in the movie theater. But I really don't think movie theaters are going to be open through the rest of the year, or if they are, which some of them are, not that many people are going to go out to the movie theater. So I think that if they throw it on VOD, I think that might be the best bet. Don't put it on Disney Plus, because you're going to get people that just get it for that one thing and then bounce out. Yeah. I would like to see it on, I just want to see the movie, but I think that is one that very much is going to benefit, in the movie theater. So I think the movie theater would be the best bet for that. I don't know. What do you guys have to say about Black Widow? Let me know in the chat. I don't have any questions, but I love how your place looks cozy. Yes, Jennifer. The reason the couch and the futon and everything is there is because I had my buddy Seth in the chat. I had him down 2 weekends ago, and I just I've been too lazy to move everything back. So yeah. Flix has to ask, have you seen Requiem for a Dream? I have not. I have not seen that, so maybe I'll throw it on my list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that like a really sad movie? Very kind of depressing, almost like Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, something like that. Let me know. Let's see here. What do you guys have to say? Fanjecture is saying, or Mark Escobar says, Hemsworth, I could see you play. Yeah, Hemsworth. Yeah, I'm built like him. Come on. Nick Swartzen. Yeah, if I still had my mustache that I shaved off yesterday, I think Nick Swartzen would be Or no. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of Nick's or Ron Swanson. Oh my gosh, I am blanking. Oh my gosh, Nick Swartzen might be a good one. He's a little, he's kind of I hate to say it, he's kind of let himself go a little bit now. Okay, Garlic has to say, what do you feel about a possible Hunger Games prequel and Finn Wolfhard possibly being PETA? Ooh, I don't think he looks like PETA at all, and I hate to say it, but do we not have any other young talent coming up that we could give a bone to someone else? I'm kidding. I feel like we've all been Finn Wolfharded out. I would like to see what I want to see is I want to see the very first Hunger Games. I want to see how it came to be and how like not prehistoric, but how like low budget technology wise it was. Like it wasn't just sticks and stones and them having to go back and forth at each other. Yeah, I would like to see that. Dorito Chip has to say, let's be real, Jared has Emma Watson in a movie just so the character and he can... yeah. I mean, Dorito Chip, I'm not going to deny that. Come on, man. I follow Jack Black. He's pretty funny on YouTube. Yeah, I've watched some of his gaming stuff. I know that he's really big into gaming. Yeah, I've watched some of his stuff, but another good find or another good person to check out is Kevin James on YouTube. He does like these very kind of short sketches with ASMR, cooking, a lot of food, and also like he does this character of the sound guy, and it is very funny, especially like I Am Legend and a few other ones that he has done. So I would definitely check that out, people. Let's see. Movie Files has to ask, what is your least favorite genre, and whatever that genre is, if your favorite director was making a film about it, what would be your elevator pitch for it, and who's starring in it? So my least favorite, and I've slowly warmed up to it, is horror, because it scares the bejesus out of me. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, is just the fright factor for certain movies. I will say I watched a horror film that is not yet out, and I can't talk about it yet, but it scared the bejesus out of me, but in a good way. So I think it'd be crazy, and this might be the easy pick, but if Christopher Nolan somehow did a horror film, I am on board instantly. I don't know what it would be. It would have to be some like mind bend, almost like going like the dimensions between hell and heaven or some bullshit like that. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking of that really bad Legion movie where they're stuck in the gas station for the whole movie. I have no idea why, but I don't know. That's kind of what that's the thing that's popping in my mind right now. Mark has to say, as the same people upset about Josh Gad, John Kay, and the other celebs who've started one since the pandemic started, are the same people upset? Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. I know a lot of people were kind of up in arms, Mark, about John Krasinski essentially selling out to CBS or ABC, whoever he sold some good news or whatever to. But yeah, since it's a woman, I think that's why she's being criticized. But also, there's a huge fan or a huge group of people that don't like her from Captain Marvel, and they've been very vocal about that. And again, YouTube is a huge platform, but you get into a certain group of people and you find a lot of toxic, essentially, masculinity and whatnot. Yeah, I think that it's obviously a double-sided sword. It's a two-way street. It's a double standard why people are getting mad about her and not getting mad about all these other people. Would you ever like to act in a comedy movie? Oh yeah, Dorito Chip, 100%, man. I think I need to take a lot of classes and stuff, but I love making shit up. Especially with my friends. Like if we can get bits just going and confuse people around us, like just going with it, that's what I love. Yeah. So I think it would be cool to be in that. I think I'm not good at improv. I'm good with people around me and playing off them, but I tried out for an improv essentially group, like a paid improv group, probably a year ago. Yeah, I didn't make it because all of those people had such great chemistry. I didn't know any of them, so I did not do well. Brie Larson is highly commercially viable. She'll bring in a lot of ad revenue. Looks like many haters and lovers. Yeah, Second Street. Yeah, no, it makes sense. The thing is, it's a business decision. Again, maybe she's going to, I mean, it's going to be very, I wouldn't say intimate. It's going to be what she wants to do. Like, she's going to do Animal Crossing stuff, and she's a huge nerd about that stuff. So it's not like she's going to, and maybe in the future she'll do things that aren't really her. I know that she just recently did that At Home Hot Ones episode, which they bring on celebrities for it. So it all makes sense. Dorito Chip has to say, oh, I'd love a scene where Shia LaBeouf as Jared yells, just do it. I offered to help him move the couches back. Yeah. Geez, you guys are throwing. Oh shit, Jared versus Nick Swartzen. It's on. Flicks, I'd say it's much more depressing than Eternal Sunshine. Okay. The Hunger Games is cringe. Did you hear about the prequel movies? Mark, are you talking about the prequel story or the prequel movies for the Hunger Games? Because I had heard about that. I didn't know if they were moving forward with that. Again, all of the Hollywood and all of that situation is all kind of slowed down, shooting and whatnot. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. I haven't... Oh, no. Oh, crap. Not the story. Yeah, the story, the actual book. Yeah. Not the movies. I'm sure they'll make a movie or a show or whatever, but the story would be... very interesting. Get Marlon Coteletti to play the scary lady killer in Nolan's movie. I don't know who the hell that is, Cody. I gotta look this up. Who is this? Marion. Is that the woman? Marion Cote? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I know who that is. Yeah, she would, she'd be the terrifying. She'd be, yep, 100%. I would take that one. Let's see, who else has a question here in the chat? If you haven't seen it already, you should check out Jungle 2017 with Daniel Radcliffe. I think it's pretty underrated. Flicks, I actually remember I was going to check that movie. That was right, 2017 was right when I started reviewing movies on YouTube and starting to go to movies outside of what my comfort zone essentially was. And I remember that trailer coming up, but I think it was a smaller indie movie and it didn't come to my main theater. So I didn't check it out, but I had heard some pretty good things. And for months and months back then, he kept showing up on Redbox when I would go and rent a movie, but I just didn't check that one out. I don't know, that one just seemed to slip through the cracks, but I might have to check that one out. You're making a movie about a Rickroll meme. Who is the director? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Make that slapsticky, man. Have Seth Green do it or something like that. Songbirds and Snakes in a Plane, Hunger Games prequel, right? Yes. Yeah. I'm surprised that they haven't made a sequel to Snakes on a Plane and do like Bees in a Submarine or something like that, where it's just absolute. Like, think how awful that would be to have killer bees on a submarine, like locked in a submarine with a bunch of bees at 30,000 leagues under the sea, or however deep the sea is, or ocean. I think that would be absolutely bananas to have bees in a submarine. Greenlight that movie right now, people. And then also, I listened to a comedy podcast, but I think that this is actually a really good idea. Take animals and put together a natural disaster and have Snakequake. Greenlight this movie right now. This is a genius idea. Snakequake, the earthquake, but it opens up and snakes are under the ground. That's what the tectonic plates are working on. Snakes moving, and the whole earth is filled with snakes. Snakequake. Greenlight it, people. Let's see here. No more questions. Would you rather be an on-screen talent or behind the scenes? Mark, that is a damn good question, because I love creating, writing stuff, obviously, which I need to start doing a bit more of. But I do also like to be, and I don't hate to say it, I like to be the center of attention when I have things to do. If it's the center of attention, like an embarrassing thing or something I'm not good at, no. But if I am running the scene, it's making people laugh, I very much want to be that vocal point, which is funny because I still don't know why I haven't done stand-up comedy, because that's exactly what it is. You're up there and everyone's staring at you. Yeah, I would very much like to be I would very much like to be the on-screen or upfront talent. Yeah, Cody, I'm sorry about the snake quake. Honestly, it's 2020. Snake quakes might start happening in July, August, September. I don't know. Open up your quarantine apocalyptic calendar of 2020, and snake quakes might be on there. Finish out the bingo card of all the crazy shit that's gonna happen this year. But no, thank you guys for obviously helping pad this episode with questions. I will probably later this week or once I get to 4,000 subscribers, which we're so close. Like, thank you guys so much for watching, commenting, hanging out, sharing my videos, all of that stuff. That's what helps me get these numbers up, and this was what helps me do all of this crazy stuff on the channel. So I'll probably do a proper big Q&A when I hit 4,000, but I might do a smaller one here in the next couple days or week. Yeah, Sharknado. That's what you got to do. You have Sharknado over here. You have Snakequake over here. What's like a hurricane one? Like a hurricane. Like a not. Someone in the chat think about what the hell a hurricane disaster with animals could be, because Sharknado and a Snakequake, that's perfect. Get this whole cinematic universe, throw in like Nick Cage as like the Nick Fury somehow. I think you have a perfect world going on right now. I check that out. Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to think of a hurricane. Oh, like spiders, like Spider-Cane or something like that, or Arachnocane. Something like that where it's a hurricane, but spiders. I think that's a good idea. Might need some workshopping because Sharknado works so well and Snakequake is perfect. Hamster hurricane. Yep, hamster hurricane. Spider-Cane. I don't know. We got to workshop. Hurricane cranes. Crane cane. I don't know if that's scary, but Crane Cane would be a great one. Arachnocane is good. Add crawl. Arachnocane. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to workshop that one. You know what? I think I want to make a video now of 5. Oh my gosh. I just thought of a funny idea with this. I'm sorry, spiders and hurricane. I just thought of a funny sketch idea, so I'll do that. But the last part of the show, for all of you guys out there, every week I like to do a movie spotlight, J-Buck movie spotlight of a movie that more people need to see, a guilty pleasure of mine, or one that I just recently saw and I need to rave about. But let's get right into that section before we close out J-Buck Live. All right, guys, so we are in the movie spotlight, J-Buck movie spotlight for the week. You guys are still talking about Baboon Typhoon would be a good one. Oh my God, Baboon Typhoon. I'm writing that one down. Thank you, Ryan. That's a great one. Baboon Typhoon. Anyways, this week in Movie Spotlight is a comedy film that I grew up loving. It is straight from the minds of SNL. It actually started as an SNL sketch that then transitioned into a movie, very much kind of parodying and playing into the comedic side of like Saturday Night Fever and other movies like that. But it is Night at the Roxbury. Chris Kattan, Will Ferrell, in their comedic high life, the comedic genius, comedic peak, I guess, for Chris Kattan probably, not so much Will Ferrell, but they're very young. Essentially, it's just two dudes, two brothers going off, comedy, dancing. It's a quick 90 minutes. Like, this movie flies by, but the best part of this movie, I mean, the comedy maybe still doesn't land. Some of it's, maybe dated, but the soundtrack of this movie is some of the best 90s club techno dance music out there. Like, What Is Love, obviously, with the head bobs, but then you have another Run Away, Another Night. You have all of the... just so many Insomnia, like there's so many good songs in this movie. And again, I watched Saturday Night Fever after this movie, and yeah, it's pretty much play by play exactly what happens in that movie, but like comedically they play into it. And there's an ongoing bit in this movie with a club owner and Colin Quinn, and he's like, "Hey, you grab my ass? Well, if you're barking up the wrong tree." Again, I'm not saying this is a great movie by any standards. I loved this movie growing up. A young Richard Grieco is in this movie, 21 Jump Street, everything like that. I still can't believe that anything and everything, how this movie was made. A funny behind-the-scenes thing was it was supposed to be Chris Kattan, Will Ferrell, and Jim Carrey was supposed to be the third one in this movie because he was the third one in the sketch on Saturday Night Live, and they actually hint towards it a little bit in one of the club scenes. He says that he sees Jim Carrey, and he goes and talks to him. Yeah, some of you guys are saying, I've never even heard of this movie. I can listen to the soundtrack, all of that stuff. Yeah, the soundtrack is probably the best part of this movie. Otherwise, it is complete ridiculous. A sketch that was a 2-minute sketch somehow turned into a 90-minute movie. Cody says, I can't believe this got made. Like, that is wild. Fun movie, though. Yeah, this is actually... people that are fans of my channel or know me, I don't typically buy movies, but out of the 2 or 3 movies / DVDs, VHSs, and Blu-rays that I've bought, I bought Night at the Roxbury. So I actually own this on DVD, one of the first DVDs that I ever bought. So yeah, if you're looking for a ridiculous, throwaway 90 minutes, but listen to some good music, check out Night at the Roxbury. I think it's usually on Netflix. I don't know where it's streaming right now, but check that out. Night at the Roxbury. Anyways, that was Movie Spotlight for this week. We'll come back next week with a brand new one, as always. All right, guys, we are back, and we're closing this Beach up with some announcements. What's coming next week? Yes, Jennifer. No. Yes. Are you two brothers? No. Yes. Anyways, though, like I said, I will be on the SoCo show. As always, they keep letting me come over there, surprisingly. They haven't shut me out, so check that out this week on Thursday. SoCo show with my 2 buddies, Seth and Cody, in the chat. I will also be recording a Movies and Nonsense with Elliot from Movie Files. Check that out, coming later this week. Tomorrow, Palm Springs review, probably an AMA at some point, and then some more reviews this weekend. I did mention, and I don't know if it will happen next week or the next week after that, but the chicken nugget taste test, I very much want to do that. I got a lot of positive tweets and stuff about doing the chicken thing, the chicken nuggets. So essentially I would go out, get a bunch of chicken nuggets from all these fast food restaurants, and do the whole taste test and ranking like I did with Hot Pockets. That'll probably be in 2 weeks, but I think next week I want to do another participation thing with you guys where we did what's the best comedy movie out there, where we had 32 different movies. I think next week we're going to hunker down and we're going to determine what the best shark movie out there is. I was going to do it this week, but I didn't have enough time to prep everything, and I wanted to give you guys a heads up. So yeah, definitely check out next week on J-Buck Live. We're going to count down, or we're going to determine what the best shark movie ever is. You guys will vote live, just like what we did with the comedy, the best comedy movie. So check that out next week, and then some other fun stuff. Again, I don't know what my life is doing because I was let go from a job. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So that's why I've been streaming a little bit more, trying to do some more reviews, and I picked up some editing work from some of my other fellow YouTubers and stuff. So if you guys know of a company that is hiring someone that can make a stupid video like this, let me know, because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Anyways, yeah, what's Dorito Chip has to say, Jared is paying Seth and Cody a lot of money to be on their podcast. Believe me, I pay them every single month, and they're just like, maybe we should just finally let them on the podcast. So anyways, yeah, that will be next week. The the best shark movie and all of that fun stuff. Again, thank you guys. There's 15 of you in here. Thank you so much for hanging out again through these weird times and liking, subscribing, all of that stuff. Thank you so much. Life goes on. Life is fun. All that stuff. But anyways, guys, we'll see you later. Or no. Wait. Let me. Anyways, guys, until next time, we'll see you later. Jizz Squad.